Hi, friends. What did you have for breakfast last Tuesday? If you can't recall, don't worry. This isn't a failure. It's a triumph. Now, try and remember your first kiss, or the day you learned something that changed your life. That memory is likely vivid, detailed, almost alive. Why is this? Why does our brain, the most complex object in the known universe, so ruthlessly erase 99% of our experience, yet cling to the remaining 1% with incredible force? We are used to thinking of memory as a hard drive, an archive, a video recorder that passively captures reality. This is a fundamental mistake. Our brain is not an archivist. It is a sculptor, or, if you prefer, the curator of an existential gallery, and its primary task is not to store, but to select. Today, we will delve into the neurobiological editorial board inside our heads. How does the brain sort memories? What algorithm decides what will become part of your identity and what will be forever erased as digital noise? The answer is more astonishing than you can imagine, and it concerns not only what we remember, but our very ability to think. Section 1. The information flood and the first filter. Every second, an avalanche of data crashes down on your brain. About 11 million bits of information from your senses. Your eyes scan these words. Your ears hear the background noise of the room. Your skin feels your clothing. If we tried to consciously process and save all of this, we would go mad in minutes. Therefore, the first filter is attention. This is a coarse sift. Most data is discarded immediately, not even surviving a second. What passes through this filter enters working memory, a temporary buffer, our mental notepad. Here, information can be held for a few seconds or minutes. This is where you hold a phone number while you dial it. But even from here, most data vanishes. To enter eternity, long-term memory, a memory must pass two critical selection stages. The first happens instantly, in the heat of the moment. The second, secretly, while we sleep. Section 2. The emotional marker. The amygdala and hippocampus. Imagine your brain is a vast office where thousands of documents arrive. Most of them are routine, but some are critically important. How do you mark them? You need a marker. This biological marker is emotion. When you experience something powerful, fear, joy, surprise, a small almond-shaped structure activates, the amygdala. The amygdala itself doesn't store the details of the event. It does something more cunning. It shouts to its neighbor, the hippocampus. The hippocampus is the chief manager for forming new memories. It gathers the different aspects of the experience, what you saw, what you heard, where you were. When the amygdala sends its signal of alarm or delight, it essentially sticks a giant red tag on this memory file that reads, "Important, save at all costs." This emotional tag is not just a metaphor, it's a biochemical cascade. The release of norepinephrine and cortisol during an emotional event physically strengthens the synaptic connections being formed in the hippocampus. This is why you remember that dangerous situation on the road, but not the thousands of ordinary commutes before it. Evolutionarily, this makes sense. What scared you or made you happy is a survival lesson. But emotion is not the only criterion. The brain has another, quieter tagging mechanism. Section 3. The unconscious curator. Ripples of novelty and reward. Even as you simply go about your day, your hippocampus is already performing a preliminary sort. Research, including from New York University, has shown that when we encounter something new or unexpected, even if it's not emotional, specific high-frequency oscillations arise in the hippocampus, known as sharp wave ripples. It's as if the hippocampus is
tagging an experience that breaks the general routine. Found a new way home? Tag. Heard an amazing fact? Tag. Met an interesting person? Tag. This process is linked to dopamine, the neurotransmitter of reward and motivation. The brain flags what it deems potentially useful for the future. So by the end of the day, a multitude of temporary files has accumulated in your hippocampus. Some have bright emotional tags. Others have quieter, novelty tags. And most are just a gray mass of unmarked experience. And this is where the most mysterious part begins, the real sorting.
To be continued in Part 2, coming this Friday. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss it.